Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to remove the green screen on your photo and do some skin retouching step by step, show you the sort of stages that they go through to get that perfect skin look. So firstly, unlock your layer, double click on it, click OK, then that little padlock will disappear. Now we can start the edit. So go to Select, Colour Range, and Selection Preview you want None for now. And then just select green once and then hold down the shift key and select all the other different shades of green that you can see from all the shadows and creases that are in the cloth. Once this is done, you'll see the subject's now a silhouette, and if you go to selection preview again and select that as grayscale, then you can see it nice and big. You can see that you've removed most of the green there. And if you just play with the fuzziness until your subject starts to bleed through again, and you just want to be a few notches under that, so I found mine was around 80, and then OK that. Now it would have selected all the green, but we don't want to just delete that. So go to select and inverse, and now it will just select your subject, and we want to create that as a layer mask. So click layer mask, and it will create your subject as a layer mask there. Now you're always going to get bits of green still bleeding through the hair, so to try and get rid of that as best we can do this in a couple of stages. Firstly, go to select, refine edge, and play around with them until you get sort of a feather around the edge that you're happy with, and OK that. Now the second thing that we can do is, because obviously you won't get all of it out of his hair, what you need to do is you go to burn and select his hair colour with the eyedropper tool, and just start burning around his hair on exposure around 25%, something like that. And you'll see the green just start to darken up a bit. Now we need to get rid of the hair on some bits, so I'll just use the eraser tool and get rid of that. Once that's done, create a new layer and drop it underneath your subject and fill that in white. And what I'm doing here is just cropping down the image. I'm giving the image here more of a portrait look, just getting rid of all the white background that we don't need and just focusing straight on the face. Okay, so once you've cropped that down, you can then put a drop shadow on your subject just to give that more realistic look that he's stood in front of a white screen. So just play around with the drop shadows behind him. Often you want the opacity down quite a lot, 40%-ish, to give a realistic look. And once you've done that and you're happy with it, you can save your image then and then re-import it into Photoshop, and we'll show you how to do some skin retouching. So if you unlock your layer again, double click and OK. And firstly, we're going to remove the blemishes that we can in his face. So if we zoom in on his face, you can see there's some spots and stuff, and what we can use is the spot healing tool. So click on that and use whatever diameter you need to with the hardness at 0, and basically just hover over the spots and click on your mouse and they'll start to be removed. And if you go ahead and just remove all of them. Once you've removed all the little spots and blemishes, you can then use the patch tool to remove any creases. If you have any under eye creases or forehead creases, just circle around them and then drag that patch up to a smooth section of skin, and it will remove the crease in his skin. Once you're happy with that, zoom out, and yeah, that looks quite good. So we're going to go ahead and use that and duplicate that now 3 times. Once you've duplicated it 3 times, name the second layer median, the third layer high pass, and you can leave the other 2 layers as they are, you don't need to rename them. So we're going to go on median and go up to filter, noise, median, and click on that and zoom out a bit so you can see what's going on here. And basically this is the smooth layer, this is what's going to give that smooth perfect skin look. So I often change the radius to around 25 depending on how close your subject is. 25 seems reasonable for this, so we'll go ahead and OK that. Okay, now click on high pass, go on filter, other, high pass, and again zoom out a bit so you can see what's happening. And we basically want to play with the radius on this until you can just see eyebrow detail and some other face detail starting to come through, and your high pass layer will act as sort of the detail layer. So 5.1 seems reasonable for this photo. Now click on your top layer now and create a layer mask for that, a white one, and click on that layer mask, the white square there over on the right. And increase that black brush to paint over the face. Keep the opacity and flow both at 100% for this. You want to avoid painting over parts like the eyes and eyebrows or any dark contrast parts like the nostrils or creases in the ear. And once you have that, you should have something like this, and click on the high pass layer and change the blending mode to overlay. And as you can see now, you can see the real smooth false plastic look on his face. Now obviously this is not what we want, well, unless you want this sort of look, but we don't want this, we want it looking natural. So change the opacity of the high pass layer down to, you know, around 50% to start with, and do the same for the median, and then you can sort of just play between the two until you get a sort of a nice balance that you're happy with. Once you've done that, go ahead and merge them images together so you've got one, and duplicate that one. So you've got 2 layers now again, and I'm going to show you how to make the eyes pop a bit more now. And so we select the dodge tool over on the left there and change the diameter, you know, small enough to get in the eyes. And basically, you know, with a portrait photo, it's all about the eyes, making sure that they pop and stand out nicely. So if we just select the colour of the eye with the eyedropper, the whites, and just go over them a few times until they look something like this. It's okay if you overdo it because we can change the opacity anyway. And now with using the burn tool, we're going to select the colour of his eyebrows and do exactly the same, but obviously for his hairline and for his eyebrows. And on both of these, make sure that you keep the exposures down, so 15%, between 15 and 20% is fine. You don't want to overdo it too much. If you do the creases in his face or in his nostrils or in his ear, them dark bits in his ear, and his lips as well, and then change the opacity of that top layer down until it looks, you know, till it looks comfortable and natural, a natural source of light projecting on his face there. And then once you've got that and you're happy with it, if you merge them layers again, then take the merged layer and duplicate that so you've got it twice. And on the top layer we're going to do some more dodging and burning with the light on his face, so we're going to make his jawline stand out a bit more, and his, you know, the dark bits under his lip, on his jacket. Then we just, if you follow the natural shadows in his face with the dodge and burn, then it'll give the overall it will give the overall contrast of the photo just a natural look. And then if we just play with the opacity again of that, just until you're happy with the overall look of it, so it doesn't look too false. Once you're happy with that, I'm quite happy with that, you can merge the two layers. And then just to finish it off, you can create an adjustment layer of contrast or colour balance or anything you want really. You can make it black and white if you want to. And then to finish it off, I normally just use the filter, use the smart sharpen, and just sharpen it up a bit, make it stand out a bit better. And once you've done that, there we have it, and that's the finishing results before and after. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and leave your links to photos that you've done, and if you found it helpful then let me know. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask me. Thank you all.